Let's set the scene for a moment. Imagine you're on a date. Everything seems to be going well. The conversation is flowing. She's laughing at your jokes, and the chemistry is undeniable. But deep down, something feels off. She's polite, she's pleasant, but it doesn't seem like she's fully engaged with you. It's like she's physically present but emotionally distant. You might leave that date wondering, what went wrong? Why didn't she seem all in? It's a common feeling. Here's the kicker. Most guys never figure out why. They try to win her over with compliments, shower her with attention, or completely let her take charge of the interaction, thinking this will make her fall for them. But all of that misses the mark. Let me share a secret. A woman's greatest vulnerability is being in a position where she feels she has to dominate the relationship. Now, don't misunderstand. I'm not suggesting anything toxic or controlling. Healthy dominance is not about intimidation or manipulation. It's about confident leadership. It's about knowing how to guide the interaction and allowing her to feel safe enough to emotionally surrender, trusting you to lead. Let's break this down. A woman doesn't want to feel like she's constantly in control of the relationship dynamics, even if she doesn't express it directly. She might not even realize it, but she's seeking a man who can take charge, someone who knows what he wants, sets the tone, and doesn't constantly seek her permission. Why? Because that's what creates polarity and attraction. If you're too passive, overly agreeable, or always deferring decisions to her, she will lose interest quickly. Women want a man who steps up, emotionally and physically. They don't want to carry the weight of decision-making. Here's an example that might hit home. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. Thoughtful, considerate, and always putting the woman's preferences first. On paper, he was the perfect gentleman, but when it came to dating, he couldn't understand why women kept losing interest after a few dates or flaking on him. One night, he mentioned a girl he'd been seeing. They'd gone on 3 dates, and each time, he let her decide where they'd go, what they'd do, and when to meet. He thought he was being respectful by giving her control. Instead, she started pulling away. I told him, she doesn't want to be in control all the time. She wants you to take charge. At first, he didn't buy it, but I convinced him to try something different for their next date. I told him to choose the location, tell her the time, and confidently guide the interaction without constantly asking for her input. The result? She was completely engaged, laughing, smiling, and leaning into him. Why? Because Dave finally showed her he could lead. He didn't wait for her to decide everything. He made her feel safe enough to relax and enjoy the moment. That's what true dominance looks like when done right. So how do you implement this in your life? It starts with confidence. If you're constantly second-guessing yourself or seeking her approval, you're never going to create the right dynamic. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance or being overbearing. It's about knowing your value and acting accordingly. For example, instead of asking her what she wants to do on a date, confidently take the lead. Say, I've got a great place in mind. Meet me at 7. Notice the difference. The first option leaves the decision on her shoulders, while the second shows that you've got things handled. But dominance isn't just about date planning. It's about emotional leadership. Women are highly intuitive. They can sense when a man is unsure of himself or his intentions. If you're nervous or overly concerned about whether she likes you, she'll pick up on that energy, and it will turn her off. On the flip side, when you're calm, confident, and fully present in the moment, she'll feel it. She'll trust you to guide the interaction, and that trust will help her open up emotionally. Here's where it gets even more interesting. A lot of guys think dominance means being macho or overly assertive, but that's not it at all. True dominance is subtle. It's about creating a dynamic where she feels safe enough to let go of control. It's in the small things, maintaining strong eye contact, speaking with certainty, and not being afraid to stand your ground. For example, if she challenges something you say or throws a sarcastic comment your way, how do you react? If you get defensive or flustered, you signal weakness. But if you stay calm, laugh it off, or turn it into a playful response, you show her that you're unshakable. That's incredibly attractive. Here's the bottom line. A woman's greatest weakness is feeling safe enough to surrender to you. And that can only happen when you step into your role as a leader. She doesn't want to control you or the relationship, nor does she want to make all the decisions. What she desires is a man who can lead, while making her feel valued and cared for. When you strike that balance, confidence with empathy, strength with vulnerability, you'll create a deeper, more powerful connection than she's ever experienced before. So next time you're with a woman, remember this. It's not about being overly respectful or submissive. It's about stepping into your power, confidently leading the dynamic and showing her that you've got it handled. When you do that, you'll unlock a side of her that she didn't even know existed. Use this knowledge wisely, my friend.